Here's another thing. So I had to make sure I had enough time to get it out. So here's another thing. When it comes to these men that you're trying to get me to date, they wasn't ready then and they're not ready now. And the reason why I know they're not ready now is because they're still playing games that you don't think that I'm smart enough to figure out that that's what you're doing. And so with that being said, it gets to the point where I feel like I need to date somebody that's on my level or higher, because each one of the guys, and yep, I'm gonna call names, baby, I'm calling names, they weren't ready back then. Well, just put it like this: instead of calling names, I'm just gonna say the guys that you want me to be with, and you know who you want me to be with, they weren't ready back then. In fact, the guy that y'all are really going ham for, that you really want me to be with, the one that, how can I say, how can I differentiate between the two of you? The one that appears to have this lavish lifestyle, him, okay, and you know who I'm talking about, out of town, the one that lives out of town. How about that? How about I'll say it that way? That guy was staying with his parents back when I was dating him, okay? So if you can imagine, if I was dating you when you were staying with your parents, that means that you have to definitely be an adult now because you were staying with your parents then. You didn't listen, they didn't have marriage on the mind then. He didn't have leaving his parents' house on his brain then. In fact, he wanted to continue to stay with the parents, okay? Grown person, well into adult. He was an adult, but he still wanted to stay with his parents. Of course, if your parents letting you stay there and get on your feet and all of these, like naturally, you're going to stay there too. Okay, so, but yeah, that's the whole purpose of trying to put me in the same predicament, because that's the predicament that he was in when I met him. I keep telling you, it's all a game. And so now the guy that I just recently met at the fair, saw at the fair, that I dated a long time ago or whatever, you want me to be with him too, and he's no better. We were going to actually try to work it out again. I think this was like roughly 2017, 2018, something like that, when he and I tried to work it out again. Girl, I was trying to get him to come stay with me, and that's where I went wrong at, because a man should always have a roof where you are to come and live with him. Okay, so watch that. But that's not where I'm going with it. It gets better. So I was telling him, I was like, why don't you leave that area that you living in, come live with me? I was living in a luxury apartment. The apartment was decked out. The apartment was so nice that they were telling me that I need to put the apartment on Better Homes. That's how nice it was. Luxury apartment. No lie, I couldn't make it up. So I invited him to